Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali, verse number 4. Nijadraho jasavira Kalim didvijaye tvachit Nripalindradharam sudram Nantam romithunam pada. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Once, when Maharaj Parikshit was on his way to conquer the world, he saw the master of Kali-yuga, who was lower than Sudra, disguised as a king and hurting the legs of a cow and bull. The king at once caught hold of him to deal sufficient punishment. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Purport. The purpose of kings going out to conquer the world is not for self-advertisement. Maharaj Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne. But this was not for the purpose of adoration or on other states. He was the emperor of the world, and all small states were already under his regime. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the worldly state. The king, being the representative of the Lord, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Thus, as soon as Maharaj Parikshit saw that a lower class man in the dress of a king was hurting the legs of a cow and bull, at once he arrested and punished him. The king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal, the cow, nor can he tolerate disrespect for the most important man, the Brahmana. Human civilization means to advance the cause of Brahmanical culture and to maintain it. Cow protection is essential. There is a miracle in milk, for it contains all the necessary vitamins to sustain human physiological conditions for higher achievement. Brahmanical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the quality of goodness, and for this there is a prime necessity of food prepared with milk, fruit and grains. Maharaj Parikshit was astonished to see that a black Sudra dressed like a ruler was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in human society. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel. And the root cause of mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless men with the mode of lower class men who have no higher ambition in life come to the helm of the state management. Such men at the post of a king are sure to first hurt the cow and the Brahmanical culture, thereby pushing all society towards hell. Maharaj Parikshit, trained as he was, got the scent of this root cause of all quarrel in the world. Thus, he wanted to stop it in the very beginning. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, verse number 16, chapter 16, How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali. And today's verse number is 4. Nijadraho jasavira Kalim didvijaye tvachit Nripalindra dharam sudram Nantam ro mithunam pada. As we have experienced or seen many movies in our life, in a movie there are two people's main. One is a hero, second is a villain, not heroine. Right? One is a hero, second is a heroine. Villain. Okay? and the theme will be around certain principles. Either it may be love story, then there will be address. If it is moral principles, social conducts, and the theme will be in the movie like that. Now we see in the Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, the hero is a Parikshit Maharaj. His entry we have seen, how he has taken the birth from the mother of Uttara, how Lord Krishna personally came to protect him in the womb of mother Uttara. After his birth, he underwent a training, and finally, as told in today's purport also, that Maharaj Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne. So then finally he was enthroned as a king. And during that time, Maharaj Parikshit went outside. Kvachit, once he went outside. For what? Digvijaya. On his way to conquer the world. Digvijaya means once he went to conquer the world. And during that time, what happened? He seen Kalim. Kvachit Digvijaya, when he went out on the way to conquer the world, he see the Kali, the master of Kali-yuga. Prabhupada translate, Kali means master of Kali-yuga. And how was he looking? It's a Nripalindra Dharam Sudram. He was a Sudram, is a lower than the Sudra. And Nripalindra Dharam, he was disguised as a king. Not only this, what he was doing, this king of Kali, he was Nantam Dro Mithunam Pada. He was a hurting to Dro and Mithunam, cow and bull, by hurting to their legs. When Maharaj Parikshit seen on his way to conquer the world, the age of the master of Kali, who was disguised as a king, but he was a lower than Sudra. And he see this Kali Purusa was hurting the legs of cows and bull. What he did? He did, because he was a king, he at once caught hold the Kali Purusa, Nijadraho Jasa Vira. Because he was a Vira, he was a king. He has immediately caught hold the Kali Purusa for what? Nijadraho, to give punishment. So now in this verse we see there's the entry of the villain also happen. There is a hero, now there is entry of the villain. And this villain was hurting the cows and the bull's leg. Prabhupada writes in a purport to begin with, the duty of a king is not to go out to conquer the world for self-aggrandizement. It's not for the personal benefit, but to make sure that everything in his kingdom is going on as per the direction of the Vedic literature. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of godly states. When the states is under the godly, following all the rules and regulations of the Shastra, there are, in a state, two things are very important to maintain by the king. One is the protection of the cows. And second thing, Prabhupada writes, it's a protection of the Brahmanical culture. These two things, the king has to make sure that it goes on properly. The protection of the cows and the protection of the Brahmanical culture. Now, protection of the cows are very elaborately explained in our Vedic literatures, the importance of the cow. The cow is considered as one of the seven mother in a Vedic literature is mentioned, there are 7 mothers. Which are they? It says one's own mother, Ado Mata, Tatha Guru Patni, the wife of spiritual master, Brahmani, the wife of Brahmana, Rajapatnika, queen, Denu, means cow, Datri, nurse, and Prithvi, the earth. So these are the 7 mothers which is mentioned in the Vedic literature. In that, cow is also considered as a mother because cow gives the milk, which is a miracle food. Actually, the human being needs the milk from his birth up to the last moment of the up to the death. First 2 years survive the milk on the mother, but after that everyone needs the milk, right? Nobody can say I am not drinking milk. They will make a coffee, tea, but milk is a basic ingredient. And Prabhupada says the milk is a miracle food because the cow eats the dried grass or the waste green leafy vegetables and it converts into the milk. There is no Nobel laureates in this world who can produce a machine which can consume the dried grass and produce the milk, which is the most nutritious food product. And this milk is very much helpful for the fertilize our brain tissue. When the brain is properly developed, the person can understand the spiritual values in life. The cow is also regarded as a worshipable objects, and it is said in our Shastra also that if anybody does the parikrama of the cow, if you do one circumambulate the cow, it's equal to one has done the parikrama of the entire universe. There is a pastime in regard to this in Ramayana about the Ahalya. When the Brahma has created Ahalya, which is most beautiful woman, and to marry her, all the demigods and demons were fighting, were decided who will marry. And that time, Gautama Muni has put a condition. Who can marry this beautiful lady Ahalya? The condition was that the person has to go around the entire, Brahma has put a condition that who wants to marry the Ahalya, he has to go around the universe, and whoever comes first, he wins. He can marry the Ahalya. So in a competition, all were there. There were demons and the demigods, Indra, everyone. And everyone started on their Vahana to go around the universe. And Gautama Muni, he was standing there. What he did, he just brought a cow and do one parikrama. And he won the competition. And the Ahalya was married to Gautama Muni. So, cow is also is a most auspicious animal. That's why people keeps cow in a house earlier. That every product of the cow is auspicious. Even stool or urine, everything is auspicious. And now there are a lot of, you might have heard this about the cow is going on in the West. It's called as cow cuddling therapy. It's a very, very famous nowadays in the Western world. Cow cuddling or cow hugging. There are farms where people goes to spend the time with the cows. And you're surprised to hear that if you want to spend a time with the trows for a 90 minutes, the therapy called trow toddling therapy, in that the person will allowed to spend that time 90 minutes, and the charges for that is a $300. It means in Indian rupees you convert, it's a 24,000 rupees just to spend 90 minutes with the trow. Why people go spend times? What is this trow toddling therapy? It says those who draws, they draws to reduce their anxiety, reduce the stress level, all their psychological problems, they want to get rid of it. What is a therapy is? You just go and spend the time, 90 minutes time with the trows. All your psychological problems will subside. Not only subsides, it will be vanish. This is a scientific proof. That's why many people goes and spends times, and it has become the big business. For Indian, this is not a new. But we are so fallen that we always copy from the West. These things will come in future in India also. There will be farms where people will go and spend their time to reduce their stress or to come out of their psychological problem. And there is a science behind this. What happens when the person spends the time with the trows? It says that a trow's body temperature is little higher than the human. It's a warm. As well as the trow's blood pressure is a low. So when person hurt a trow, when he hurts a trow, all his blood pressures will come down. And it says there is one specific hormone which will be released when person hurts a trow or spends the time with that. It's called as happy hormone. That hormone in the body, which is a happy hormone. When that hormone releases in your body, you will feel happy. That hormone name is oxytocin. And not only the happy hormone released, along with that, there is a hormone, it's called as a bad hormone or a stress hormone. Its level will be reduced. That's a hormone name is a cortisol. So it happens both. The happy hormones released in the persons, as well as the bad hormone or the stress hormone, it will be reduced. Hence, when person spends the time with the trow, he will feel the relieved from the stress or anxiety or any psychological problem he has. And moreover, this trow's importance is mentioned by Sukhadev Goswami in Bhagavatam, when in 8th canto it is mentioned that Maharaj Parikshit asked Sukhadev Goswami that what was the purpose for which the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepted the abominable form of fish, exactly as an ordinary living being accepts different forms under the laws of karma. So basically here Parikshit Maharaj is asking why Krishna has appeared in the form of Matsya, fish form. It's like a fish form is like ordinary living being accepts different forms under the laws of karma. So why Lord has taken this form? And in answer to this, the Sukhadev Goswami says there are 7 reasons why Lord has appeared or takes incarnation in different species like Matsya, Kurma, like that. The first reason is mentioned is for the protection of the trows. The Lord appears in a different incarnation. Why? Parikshit, when he asked, Sukhadev Goswami answers, the he appears for the 7 reasons. The first reason is the protection of the cows. Sri Sutra Uvacha. What are the 7 reasons for whose protection Lord appears? Sri Sutra Uvacha. Grow, protection of the cows. Vipra, protection of Brahmanas. Sadhunam, protection of the devotees. Sura, protection of the demigods. Chandasam means the Vedic literature, protection of the Vedic literature. Dharmasya, the protection of the principles of Dharma. And Arthasya, principles to fulfill the purpose of life. The Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts the form of incarnation. Sri Sutra Uvacha. Dro viprasura sadhunam chandasam apicheswara ratsam ichham stanur datte dharmasya arthasya chaivahi. So for all the 7, Prabhupada means Sukdev Goswami says Lord has appeared. In the purport, Prabhupada writes mainly the Lord incarnates for the protection of the cows and the Brahmanas. Prabhupada says when Lord Krishna appeared, he purposefully became a cowherd boy and so personally how to give protection to the cows and the calves. So Krishna appeared, Prabhupada says, for the purpose of to show the world how importance of protection of the cows and the calves. Actually, the Krishna's love for cows are so much. You can see Krishna has kept his abode name. How much Krishna loves cow. We can understand Krishna kept his abode name as a Golota. It's a Golota means it's the abode of the cows. He has not kept any other name. Like generally we see when people purchase a new house, they want to give some names. Right? And what name they will keep? The one whom they love most or the object they like most. That name only they will keep. Like many times we see people keep their house name as a Srinilaya, where the residents of the Sri, Lakshmi, or Venkatanilaya, or many different names. Why they keep? By reading the name of the house, you can make out what is the person inside. Right? Many times we go for book distribution or a preaching, we see the house name. Okay, Srinilaya means he is a devotee of a Lakshmi. Let us try. Right? By seeing the name of the house, you can make out who is sitting inside the house. So Krishna has kept his abode name as a Golota. We can think that how much Krishna will be loving the cows. Okay. Second thing is, not Krishna has kept only his abode name as a Golota, but his name also as a Gopala. Gopala means who is a maintainer of the cows. Krishna's another name is a Gopala. He maintains the cows. That's what Prabhupada writes here, that Krishna personally came to Vrindavan to show that how to give protection to the cows and the calves. So his other name is a Gopala. And the third, it's not Krishna has kept his abode name only Golota or his name as a Gopala, he is maintaining cow. Krishna is not maintaining cows for slaughtering or to killing or to torture them. Many farms are there nowadays, thousands of cows, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, you can hear. Right? But there finally they are killing them, one after another. Krishna was maintaining the cows not for slaughtering or killing them, but to give pleasure to them. That's why Krishna's name is Govinda, who gives the pleasure to cows. So this shows that how much Krishna loves cow. Its cow is not an ordinary animal which we see like a dog or other things. Cow is the most beloved animals to Lord Krishna. Cow is considered as one of the mother, and by worshipping the cows, even like one round of parikrama to the cows, one has done as equivalent to doing the parikrama of the whole universe. And now recent times we seen there are new research has come, just spending the time with the cows, one can get relief of all his psychological problem. As well as cow gives a miracle food, which is a milk. By drinking this milk, a person can develop his brain tissue, which will help him to understand the Vedic literatures and apply in his life and develop. It says that when the person mind is developed, his inclination to understand the Shastra will improve. He better understands the Vedic literatures. That's why there are two important things in the Shastra mentioned: cow protection and the Brahmana as protection. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, and he on the day of Rath Yatra, after Lord came on the Ratha and said, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seen the Jagannath, the first prayer he offered, it is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has seen the Jagannath, immediately he offered his obeisance and chanted the prayer, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not offered, so many prayers are there in the Shastra, but when he seen the Jagannath, he has offered this prayer, that here is a Govinda who gives the pleasure to the cows, and he is a protector of the cow. He is a protector of the Brahmanas. Namo Brahmane Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. He is always ready to do welfare for the cows and the Brahmanas. And once Prabhupada was sitting in his room, and few devotees were around him, and one devotee comes with a good news to Prabhupada. He says to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, America is waiting for you. Prabhupada, America is waiting for you. How? That devotee came with a green card passport of the Prabhupada. The Prabhupada passport got a green card sealed. So he comes and says, Prabhupada, America is waiting for you. Custom is ready, immigration is ready, everything is cleared. When Prabhupada heard this, there was a tears in his eyes. And Prabhupada said, I am so indebted to America. America has given me so much. It's given me man, money. I am so indebted to America. And after that, Prabhupada shows softness, and the devotee says, but Prabhupada, I have one doubt. Once you said that you were like a cow. The devotee says, Prabhupada, once you have told that, you said that you were like a cow, and wherever your devotee led you, you would go there and give milk. Prabhupada said to once what he said. This devotee is recalling and he is telling to Prabhupada, that Prabhupada, you have told once that you are like a cow, and wherever your devotee led you, you would go there and give milk. But there's one thing I don't understand. Somehow or other, you never dry up. You are always giving. So it's referring here is like Prabhupada, wherever he goes, he gives milk means he gives the spiritual knowledge. He gives the transcendental knowledge to the devotees. And he says, but somehow or other, you never dry up. You said you are a cow, but you are always giving milk. You never dry up. You are always giving. And Prabhupada smiled to it and said, yes, that is because I am a Surbi cow. Surbi cow's nature is always giving, unlimited. Whatever you want, you will get it. All your desires will be fulfilled. You asked milk or direct ready-made food, everything will be fulfilled. Prabhupada says, if anybody comes to me, he hears me, all his desires will be fulfilled. That's what Prabhupada says, yes, that is because I am the Surbi cows and all devotees love. So, this is one part in a purport Prabhupada explains about the importance of the cows. And the second part Prabhupada explains is that protection of the Brahmanas and duties of the king. Here, if you see, what is the effect if the principles of the Brahmanical culture is not maintained in the society? If the principles of the Brahmanical culture doesn't maintain, there will be adharma. People will start indulging in sinful activities. As we see here, Kali has started hurting the cows. From here, the Kali-yuga has begun. From this incident, the Kali-yuga has begun. And when the proper protection to the Brahmanas is not given, there will be chaos in a society. Is Prabhupada right? That Kali means mismanagement and the quarrel. Purport Prabhupada right? The mismanagement and the quarrel. So Kali-yuga is a most degraded age among all the four. Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar. Kali-yuga is a most degraded age. But there is a one good thing in Kali-yuga. There is a one good thing. It says, Kalo Sudra Sambhava. In Kali-yuga, everybody is Sudra. Nobody is Satriya, Vaishya or Brahmana. Everybody by birth is a Sudra. But in Kali-yuga, one good thing is there. What is that? Kalo Dosa Nidhe Rajan. Kali-yuga is full of faults. Dosa Nidhi. Nidhi means is a treasure. Is a treasure of faults. Everywhere you can find faults. In a person, in a situation, in a circumstance, everywhere you can find fault. If you come to temple, you can see, oh, here this is not good, this is not good. In your friends, you can see, this is not good, this is not good. Everywhere you can find faults. There is no end to it. Kale dosa nidhi is a treasure of fault. Kale dosa nidhi rajan etro astin mahan runa. But there is one good quality in Kali-yuga. What is that? It's not small quality, it is a mahan runa. It's a great quality. That is Kirtana Deva Krishnasya. The chanting the holy name of the Lord. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mutta Sandra Param Rajet. If anybody chants the Krishna's holy name, he will be mutta, he will be relieved from all the influence, bad influence of the Kali-yuga. And we are all so fortunate by blessings of the Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have received this holy name. Is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Those who have received this holy name from a bona fide spiritual master like Prabhupada, they are the most fortunate people in this universe. Nobody is more fortunate than any one of us. Prabhupada has taught us that by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we can come out of this cycle of birth and death. It's not easy. Nobody knows when death comes, what to do? I'll tell you one small incident. In 2008, in a city of Bangalore, at Bangalore, there's one building called Carlton Tower, opposite to Diamond District. Many of you might have seen also. There was on a top floor, there was a fire. And the Carlton Tower is some 8-9 floor building. On top floor, there was a great fire. And that day, I was just coming from the college. And there was a lot of traffic jam. There is a huge flyover is there at the Bangalore bridge. And many people have stopped their vehicle and everybody is watching. And from the top floor, the dark black smoke is coming. And there is people inside. They are screaming, "Bachao, bachao, please save us, please save us." And few of them are hanging on the windows. They have brought the glass windows. It was IT company on the top floor. They have brought the glass windows and few of them were hanging. I just came from the college and I just seen the scene. What is happening here? So many people around, fire brigade, police, so many different varieties of the people. And everybody is down and they are on the 9th floor. And the fire brigade which they brought initial the ladder, which is not able to reach up to the top. So they cannot put and ask people to get down. So they brought one net, which is some 10 feet size. And they asked people to jump. It's a real, I was witnessing. They are asking people to jump. And one brave person, security wala, first he jumped. Actually, when he jumped from the top, there are thousands of people down. Everybody together made a sound. Hey! Just imagine, 1,000 people made sound together. Security wala fellow got afraid. He lost his balance. Instead of falling into the net, he directly fall on the ground. On the spot death. There and there. Again, after some times, they told, wait, they are putting the water also simultaneously, they are putting from the down also, they are trying their best. After again they asked, is anybody brave person who wants to take a chance? Again they spread the net. Again one more security wala jumped. For him also the same thing. When he jumped, people made a noise. Hey! He also lost the balance. He was not able to reach to the floor, ground also. In between only there was some pillars. He hit there and he went there only. Second person also on the spots. And now the people who are watching all this from the top, just imagine what will be their situation. Everybody is screaming, crying, no hope, what to do, what not to do. Man, woman, everyone. And still they are helping their best. Again after some time they spread the net. Is anybody wants to try? And that time there was one Chinese lady. She came from the China. It was reported next day in newspaper. She came from the China to oversee the project. And that day, same day evening, night 9 o'clock, she had a return flight. Morning she came to oversee the project, how it is going on and whatever the testing. Night she had a return flight. And she had to jump from the top. Same thing. What two people happened. She also jumped and people had made a sound. Hey! She also lost balance. She also touched to the, hit to the ground on the spot. Death. So I was watching these incidents, what is happening? Many people are hanging, screaming, bachao, and thousands of people are down, all are helpless. They can't do anything, they can't go top. The top people cannot jump down, such a precarious situation. And I was just thinking, see, these people don't know when the death comes what to do. We all sit in here, every one of us knows if the death comes what to do. Am I right? All of you know what to do? What to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How you learn this? How we all of us learn this? When the death comes, what to do? How we have learned this? From the Prabhupada. He has taught us the most secret of the life. Nobody knows. This is a secret of the Vedic literature. When the time of the death, what you think, you will get it. Alright? So I was thinking, how fortunate I am. I know what to do at the time of death. These people don't know, just simply making the sound. Bachao, bachao, bachao. No use to it. People are one after another is dying. And suppose on the day where many people were there, suppose I am saying, okay, that suppose there is one devotee is hanging there. What he will do? He will chant Hare Krishna mantra. He knows. He says he will thank the Lord. Oh, at least I come to know my final day. Let me chant. As of now, how I chanted or not chanted, let me chant. Because he is a fortunate, he touched the Prabhupada. Prabhupada blessings has come upon him. And if suppose he has to jump from the top, the situation comes and he jumps. Actually, when the karmi or non-devotee jumps without knowing what to do at the time of death and he hit the floor, his next body based on his karma. Out of 84 lakh, anyone based on his karma he will get. But if any devotee, we should not say no, any devotee should be there, but suppose if anyone is there and if he has to do that, how he will jump? He will jump, say, Haribol! Right? We don't know whether I will reach down or not. Prabhupada says, Haribol is a short form of the Hare Krishna mantra. In Chaitanya Charitamrita he writes, Haribol is a short form of Hare Krishna mantra. So I don't know whether I will reach down or not. Better Haribol. And when he jump by chanting the Lord name, and if he hit to the floor, actually he is not hitting the floor. Actually he is not hitting the floor. He is knocking the door. He is knocking the door of Vaikuntha. Lord, I have come. That's the glory. We all should know that how much fortunate we are. After this incident, I was trying. Okay, let us see. I was traveling now and then, means regularly to temple in a bus, and I used to ask the co-passenger, do you know what will you do if the death comes? I want to curious. Let us know. How many people knows this? We'll start conversation. What are you doing? I am engineer and like that. And finally, I'll ask, do you know what you will do? What to do at time of death? Many people says don't talk. Everybody says don't talk about the death. जो हो रहा वो देखेंगे. Whatever will happen, we will see. Don't talk about the death. Many people I met. One day I thought, okay, let us go and meet to the principal of the college. She must be the intelligent lady. So I went and asked, Madam, in some reason I went and I asked, Madam, if death comes, what will you do? They don't talk. They're all inauspicious things. People don't want to talk, but this is the reality. Everybody has to face. So many people are there in city of the Bangalore. Many scientists, many doctors, many engineers, many lawyers. Lots of people. but they don't know what you know. What all of us know, they don't know. And what we know, it is the most important thing in the life. What you are engineering, what you are scientist, what your doctor degree, everything will be useless if you don't know antarale mameva. At the time of death, to remember Krishna. If we don't know, his whole life is a srama evahi kevalam. Whole life you have waste. So it's very important that we all chant Hare Krishna mantra regularly under the direction of Srila Prabhupada. As Prabhupada says, we should not only chant but hear also. And we should feel that I am the most fortunate person. If you don't feel I am the fortunate person, you will give up. We will not value the what gift we have received from the Prabhupada. And I will conclude with this. Prabhupada says in one place, one who comes in touch with a Krishna consciousness is a fortunate person. One who comes in a contact with the Krishna consciousness moment is a fortunate person. After coming to contact with the Krishna consciousness moment and he surrender his life to Krishna or take asraya, take shelter of the Krishna's lotus feet, he is a more fortunate. Come and touch is a fortunate, but one who surrender to Krishna, who takes shelter of the Krishna, is a more fortunate. Fortunate and more fortunate. Then further Prabhupada says, but after coming to Krishna consciousness, after taking shelter of Krishna and once give up, he is a most unfortunate. He is a most unfortunate. So we all sitting here, all are the more fortunate people. Never give up the chantings, the holy name of the Lord. In any situation in life. Either, like Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, Drihe Datho Vane Thato Sada Hari Bole Datho. Either you stay in your house or in a forest, wherever we are, always chant the holy name of the Lord. Suthe Duthe Bulo Na E. Either Sutha or Dutha. In either situation, we should not forget to chant the holy name of the Lord. And when we chant the Lord's holy name, we are sure to, at the time of the death, we remember the Krishna and go back to Godhead. With this, we'll close it. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavrin ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Do Premanand Hari.